Hi everyone, I'm Udall DeOleo, and I am the Cut the Crap coach and the host of Cut the Crap Radio on Blog Talk Radio. So welcome everyone to the show. So as I said, my radio show is called Cut the Crap Radio on Blog Talk Radio. So how do you reach it? Those of you who are out there in the feed, have your laptops in front of you, you can go to www.blogtalkradio.com/Cut the Crap Radio, and you will find me and so forth on the show. Tom Joyner, Donnie Simpson, they actually hosted what's called drive time. So they had specific times of the day that they were on. They controlled those airwaves during that time. They made big money by the number of listeners, the number of advertisers that came on during their drive time. So that's how they really made their money. But the basic job of a radio personality or a radio host is simply to host their show, to simply be the expert and so forth of whatever topics that they want to cover on their particular show. The Tom Joyners and the Simpsons and so forth, they had to be able to talk about music. They had to be able to talk about a variety of things. But what we're talking here, what I'm talking with you about this evening, is about when you're hosting your own talk radio show. So can anyone do this? You know, the one thing I find interesting about people, and I was talking with my colleagues here about it a few minutes ago, is that oftentimes we will look at someone doing something and we go, I can do that. That's easy. I know I can do that. We see someone training and we go, I can do that. We read someone's book and say, you know, I could have written this. We see someone coaching or hearing about their coaching or see them here on the feed and we go, I can do that. That looks easy. And it's okay when you're sitting there in the seat and you're not actually in front of the camera, you're not actually doing the coaching or writing the book and so forth, to say, I can do that. But the question becomes, can you really do it? Do you really want to do it? Are you committed enough to do it? One of my first jobs, as a matter of fact, on radio, I can't remember the year. I will tell you, it was my 4th year of college in University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia. And I was actually on the local radio station where I delivered the news. So I was the actual news reporter for a couple of semesters, even though I wasn't actually a journalism student. And I'm going to point this out. A lot of people think that in order to be a radio host, you have to have taken broadcasting or journalism or something like that. And that's not necessarily the case, and particularly when we start focusing on Blog Talk Radio. So I've been around in radio for a long time, not on a consistent basis. Like I said, when I was in 4th year of college, I was the local news reporter, which was sort of interesting and fun, but journalism is not my background. That's not what I have a degree in. That was fun, and then I went away from it and so forth, but I knew that I loved radio. I knew that I actually wanted to be on radio, and I'd probably have my own radio show one day. Okay, everyone, as you see on the screen there, this is what the studio of the Blog Talk Radio, my Blog Talk Radio show looks like, and this is what everyone's studio looks like. So this is the one thing you have to consider if you're thinking about having your own radio show. The great thing about being like a Tom Joyner, when Michael Basin was on radio, and so forth, is that they have a whole team of people who are working with them when they're sitting there behind the mic. They have their co-hosts, and then they have their producers, and then they have their DJ. They have everyone there, a team of people that are helping them be the best that they can absolutely be. When you're on Blog Talk Radio, you have some choices. It depends on who you are, of course. If you're starting out and you have the free segment of your show, you may not have that team. You may be the producer, the tech, the host, the researcher. You're everything on your show. Now, there are people who have co-hosts, and they split everything with their co-hosts, because you both can be on the show at the same time, of course. I run my own show. I'm everything. There is no one else running the studio. So it's really important that you actually have someone who's familiar with the industry, who's familiar with doing the shows, to work with you. So that's why I am town. I have it. That's what I wanted you to make sure you put in it. So the big question is, do you have what it takes? Are you willing to be committed? Because you have to have what it takes and be willing to be committed in order to really be successful as making this a part of your actual platform, as making it a part of your strategy for the year.